I'm Misti Green, and this is the I Lead Misti Blue podcast, where strategy meets soul. Let me start with this truth. Bullying isn't a kid problem. It's an adult failure. We love to talk about safe schools, about kindness campaigns, and social emotional learning. But behind closed doors, there's a different story. The one where students eat lunch alone while adults walk past them. The one where the same bullies reappear because no one wants to quote unquote make waves. The one where policies exist, but where courage doesn't. Let's be real. We've built systems that make adults feel seen while kids walk our campuses unseen. Corporations don't have woot-woot wagons handing out candy bars every Friday for simply showing up. Nah, see there, you get a paycheck, not a parade. It's time in this field, the field of education, that we get real. We've grown so obsessed with making sure the culture feels right for adults that we've ignored what it feels like to be a child in our care. A child sitting alone at lunch, a child being mocked in the hallway, a child who no longer believes an adult will step in to protect them. See, I've been in this field for nearly 30 years, and I've seen what happens behind closed doors. And today, I'm choosing to go ahead and say it out loud. At the federal level, we have laws. Title IX protects against harassment based on sex or gender identity. Title VI prohibits harassment based on race or national origin. And Section 504 and the ADA protect students with disabilities. And see, every single state has its own anti-bullying policy, but a law cannot save a child if the adults won't act. The National Center for Education Statistics reports 1 in 5 students experiences bullying each year. 160,000 students skip school daily because of fear, and fewer than half of incidents are reported to an adult. We don't have a policy gap. We have a follow-through problem. That's not failure by accident. That's failure by decision and design. Administrators, this part is for you. If your idea of prevention is a 45-minute guidance lesson every 6 weeks provided by your counseling team, you've completely missed the mark. If your walkthroughs focus on posted objectives, posters, matrices, but miss what's going on in the actual classroom environment, you've become a bureaucrat, not a leader. And if you're holding more meetings about bulletin boards and what we post on our campus than about what the relationships really look like and how to forge them, minus the theory, but the reality because you model it, your priorities are completely out of order. Let's be honest, compliance over meeting the needs of our kids isn't leadership. It's laziness dressed up as accountability. And counselors, if you're sitting in your office all day, only coming out to chit chat with staff and eat donuts and laugh with the adults, you're part of the problem. You were hired to advocate for kids, not to decorate hallways or manage paperwork. Our schools have become places where adults are way over-affirmed and children are completely and utterly oftentimes overlooked and underprotected. We have wellness committees for staff, gratitude shout outs for teams. But when was the last time someone said, hey, that student looks withdrawn? What's going on at home? We've built morale systems for employees while the children we serve quietly unravel and disassociate. Moment of transparency. I said last season in season 1, and I'll say it again, it's never been about adult feelings for me. It's about kids. Always has been, always will be. When I'm on a campus, your child is safe with me. Every accommodation will be met. Every time I see a student feeling unseen, I speak to them. And every time they walk into my office for help, they become my immediate priority. I have a reputation that proves that. And if an adult doesn't like it, I don't care. I've had colleagues question my motives because I put kids first. I've seen adults twist intentions to fit their own agendas. But the funny thing is, when the dust settled, their own words told on them. One even said, "Your pattern has always been to do right by kids." And that's all I needed to hear. That's the only pattern I ever want attached to my name. We don't need more classroom walkthroughs checking for compliance-based initiatives and look-fors. We need leaders scanning classroom environments, looking for the students with their heads down, the ones who are alone during collaborative work, the ones who are disengaged. We need those same leaders to walk up and model asking this question, is this seat taken? Can I sit by you? And then truly engaging in dialogue, not just about the task at hand, but what's going on with the kid that morning. Had they eaten breakfast? We talk about PBIS and SEL, but the talk surrounds posters and matrices. Rarely does it truly embody getting to know the barometer kids, the lonely kids, the isolated kids. We don't need cafeteria monitors scanning for fights. We need adults scanning for loneliness. If you want to talk about accountability, start here. In the last 2 years, I have facilitated over 200 MTSS meetings at the secondary level. Let me tell you, that's not required. That was my choice. You know what I've learned? When you listen long enough, the data fades and the stories appear when kids feel seen. I learned a parent was going through chemo. I learned that we had a foster kid quietly drowning in shame. I learned about an immigrant student who was terrified because they didn't have the right shoes and they had not yet acquired the language. I had a student who was sleeping on a couch while his father's girlfriend lived her chaos out loud. And a student who was humiliated daily by the sarcasm of his own teacher. And we wonder why they act out. These aren't quote-unquote behavior kids. They're survival kids. If we don't see the story behind the score, we're not educators. We're simply bystanders. Every single student on your campus has a story. Get to know it. I was once asked to host a special dinner for an entire elite group of invitees. They wanted me to bring student leaders, the polished ones, the predictable ones. Nah, not me. I chose differently. I picked 12 students, the frequent flyers to ISS and the ones who staff even whispered about. One of them came to my office and asked me one-on-one, Miss Green, why did you pick me? And I responded, because I want you to learn how to use your voice in a meaningful way and how to lead well. He put his head down and said, oh, I thought you picked me because I was special. I said, put your head up. That's exactly why I picked you. That night, those kids outperformed every single expectation. They led with confidence and grace because connection had prepared them, and that connection will carry them long after I'm gone. They will never forget the connection we shared. That's the power of presence. That's how you prevent bullying, by building belonging. Parents, this is your part of the fight. Be in tune with your child. Notice what they're not saying. When they tell you it's no big deal, that's your cue that it is. They're protecting you from their pain. Go to the school. Did you hear me? Go to the school in person. Stay calm. Stay rooted. Take notes. Bring names, bring dates, bring patterns, and bring incidents. Be respectful, but be firm. And if you need to move your child to a safer environment, hear me. Do it. But don't assume one phone call is going to fix the issue. Bullying doesn't end because of a meeting. It ends when accountability becomes culture. If you ever need help navigating the process, reach out to me. There's a method and a magic to advocacy done right. Teachers, counselors, administrators, hear me. If it's not in you to address bullies with boldness and courage, you are not neutral. You are complicit. We've made education too adult-centered. Corporations don't hand out candy bars every Friday for showing up. Get real. We don't need more comfort for adults. We need more safety for kids, because until every child is seen, until every parent feels heard, until every bully faces consequences, we're not a learning community. We're a liability. Policies protect on paper. People protect in practice. Pull up a chair. The table has been set. This is Misti Green with the I Lead Misti Blue podcast.